And guys, welcome back to another Celebrity Artist Spotlight. I'm your host, Bobby Penn, and it's been a pleasure bringing you all of these gems in music, entertainment, and of course, fashion. Tonight, I present to you Marcia Smith. She is the CEO and founder of HGC Apparel. They are a Black-owned, Black empowerment clothing line. She represents Howard University. I had to throw it on to represent for the bison out there. And we're really excited to have some boss talk about how she got started into fashion, how she's been able to trademark and protect her ideas, and of course, how she's been able to manage and run her business all of these years. So I'm really looking forward to this conversation. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you hit that follow button. Come show your girl some love. I do these interviews all the time. If you're watching me live, extra shout out to you. Please feel free to click that buy a badge button that's right there at the bottom of your screen. It goes a really long way. I appreciate all of your donations. And last but not least, a free way to support and show love to me is to share this live right now. Please make sure you share it. I see Marcia is in the building, so we're going to start building her up, pulling her up. Meantime, invite this to your fashion lover, to your fellow Bison alumni. Come on and share the word. She's still loading up, guys. But if you also want extra footage like this, feel free to visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com/thebobbypin. You can find interviews like these and more. I'm really excited to start bringing you guys more original content there as well. So make sure you subscribe and get on in there early. Sometimes Instagram be having problems. Let's see. Thank you guys for the hearts. Are y'all sharing this live? Did you bring a friend in here, or are you being stingy and keeping it to yourself? Don't do that. Don't be that viewer. Don't be that person. Okay. There's the error message I was waiting for. Let's try it this way. Happy Tuesday, guys. We are almost at the end of 2020. How excited are you? There she is.
Let's go. What's up?
Peace, queen.
What's going on? Hi. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I'm happy to be here with you. I know it took a little bit. I had to turn my Wi-Fi off. I was having some little issues. Felt like a versus battle. I apologize.
Right, okay. No Teddy Riley internet over here.
It was very bad. But yes, I was hoping to come on with a little twin action. I sent you a little Haiti, but I know that you were over in my hometown of DC. I didn't even know. I'm like, we could have definitely sent that package over there. Got you
I
right.
feel like a failure. I realized that I'm like, I should have totally mentioned that I was here. But the plan was for me to be back in Houston. So it's all good when I get there.
So we got to tap back in again. We got to do another haul, a check-in. So you can
yes.
back in town. Let's see how it's looking, because we got to be twins now. We have a whole little number coming for you. So that's in your mailbox.
Yes, so fire.
To get it and see it and feel it and love it. So
yes, for sure. I'm definitely gonna take all the pictures, and like you said, let's just do another live. How about that?
Yes, I would love to tap back.
In the meantime, I didn't attend Howard, but I'm also from DC, so I had to go ahead and show a little bison love. You know what I mean,
let's do it then. Like, really, I heard the DC come out. Real live, okay.
Yes. All right. So, Marcia, really quickly, tell me a little bit about yourself and how did you get into fashion?
Really just, being from the city, being in that area, just colors, just vibrant nature. That's always been my life. So going to Howard, and when I joined Howard, I was trying to do civil engineering and other things that were really trying to fix the city, trying to do a whole Benjamin Banneker thing. So at that time, I was still very fashionable. Just still always wanted to be, somebody out in the street. So I just saw, being from DC, you have different brands. We Are One, Madness, Makunu, all that stuff there. That's all I knew. I grew up wearing Black brands, and that's what I had. So I always wanted to have a brand that showed that honestly didn't get shut down, because, in the city, they would always get shut down, by the man for doing other things besides the bands.
Right,
so we
right.
never had a brand in the city that would stay and that would have that staying power that gave you that praise and poise that you would need just for a lifetime. So I really wanted to start something to come, even though it was a bread aisle for the city, I wanted to have something that we could call our own, that would never leave, because I grew up in a cross colors FUBU atmosphere. And well, at one point they all left and nobody was there. And I was just like, we need something that we can gravitate towards again, even being at Howard. So I wanted to have something to where we could have a brand that is for us. I said by us, but at the same time, just a very new millennial crack at this whole thing. It's something that's going to stay and never leave. That's what I wanted.
For sure. Well, I definitely believe you are here to say, first of all, like you said, you've tapped into this 90s nostalgia. It reminds me of like the hoodies we used to see in Martin or Living Single or whatever. But it's almost like you had foresight, because you started your brand before we kind of started embracing the 90s like we see today. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, I guess it's just really being true to yourself, my own nature. I have a whole, I guess, look to myself. I'm very much a 90s kid. I still just like that to this day. Really just like I'm in a different world. Like I'm Whitley or anybody else. I still have that whole college feel. I wear Howard sweaters every other day. So I just bringing that whole nostalgia and that whole feel. I wanted to just transcend that to now. So it was just really me being myself that is now been, now you're not the weird one, or like, oh, that's just, that's that eclectic girl, or, you are that Freddie or anybody else that they would see. So now it's just accepted, and it's just really just me just living out my childhood, just, having that whole Fresh Prince. So I like the stuff I've seen on there. I like the hoodies. I like, the colors. I just wanted something to where I just, you feel comfortable and something that's nostalgic. So
yes, I love it. Like I said, I can't wait to put on my drip. I'm kind of salty that I've screwed that up, but it's all good. As soon as I get to my box, I'm gonna put my stuff on.
No, we about to check in again. That's what I like about it. See, that's why you leave me a little teaser. This is the teaser. We're gonna come back in, but we still. I don't know if you wanted to drop your whole, your stuff on them towards the end, because I told them we might have some promotions coming, so we can do it a little later. Give them the teaser now, and then they can come through. But
so in other words, guys, you need to stay until the end. Because we got some hookup for you. How about that?
Exactly. We gonna still hold y'all down, even though she don't have her stuff. We want y'all to get ready, so when we all tap back in, we can all come in with the drip on. Okay?
Exactly. There it is. There it is. So I've been following your brand on social media for years, and I really liked how you handled a certain situation. So we're currently talking about trademarking, or at least in my network. I see people talking about trademarking a lot more.
Yes.
And there were some brands, some retailers that were trying to jock your Black by popular demand statement. So talk to me about that. Let's get into the business.
Just in general with business, anything, I definitely am very flattered, even with anybody that is using the brand, or that even wants to use the brand, that is interested in it. But at the end of the day, it's like just people really needed to understand and respect the trademarking aspect of even what I've sat here and done for my business, or what anybody is doing. For Black by Popular Demand alone, I do hold at least about 20 trademarks just for Black by Popular Demand. That is the different symbols, the wording, the different ways that it is, as far as not even just copyright, because it's past that. Like, the brand is so large, these had to actually be trademarked. When you have copyrights, they're your actual designing, but it's just an artistic, an artistic model. But when it's a trade, it's like the logo is so large, it has to be now in commerce as a stamp.
Wow.
So that's why I have several of these, because of the amount of theft and support, I guess, that you're getting. So I definitely encourage everyone, even with any business, honestly, right now, they're going to steal whatever they want to steal, but it's just on you to have, that connection with the business, the connection with the people, to where you can say where this brand derived from, where it's going to helm, and how this brand is going to help your community. So where, when you are getting a knockoff, it's like, no, I don't want to support that, because that's not supporting what's right for us. Because as we see, they take your knockoffs, they go and do whatever with the money. It never comes back home. It never goes back to us. So why support it anymore? Like, cut it off, and, let's
go right to the source, right to the creator.
We get in there. We're going to get a store real soon.
I'm excited for you. I mean, you're killing it. I've seen you featured in like Wale music videos. I'm watching the influencers that you pick, which I think is super dope too. Not only are you building your own brand and your own platform, but you're bringing other people up with you. So talk to me about that. Some of those placements. How does it feel to see your work, your creations out there?
Oh man, it's always crazy to see the placements, and to see all the people supporting us. Something as recent as even Earl Spence, when I posted that when he recently won the fight a couple of days ago, I posted him in the windbreaker jacket that I made years and years ago. And that's nothing that I actually did for product placement. That's something that he purchased on his own. I never even knew that he had it. I just saw it show up in a fight clip one day. So I just love that the brand is even, it has organic following, as well as we do product placement. Something as simple as Malcolm Jenkins, he bought clothing too. So it's just it's amazing to see organic following, organic purchasing and support with the brand, as well as, you know, people actually, me having those product placements and not being a problem because the brand being so strong and the designing being so strong. Because it's not just, oh, they love Black by popular demand. No, it's all of this.
Yeah.
It's quality, the designing, it's how it comes about that they love with it. So it's very undeniable in its I guess the organic fashion of it. So it's I don't even know the words for it. Just kind of surreal, I would say. Being, you know, Zendaya with the Women's March, you having just Blaming on Quay and Lala and Supa and Judy, and these are all people I just shooting in the gym, you know, like I just I seen them years and years ago, and it's like, hey, y'all got stuff y'all doing, I got clothes, let's put each other on. And then I kept, like, now I guess it's called micro influencers. I was just me and the homies trying to get on, like that's what I thought it was back in the day. So now we here, and now I was in the military for a long time too, so that's kind of holding up the store process, or why I haven't had a store, because people are like, where's the store? I was in the military active duty for 7 years. So 7 years. I just got out 3 years ago. So that's why now it's really coming into fruition in its own kind of time. You know, certain brands, they need a few years. I'm like, oh, it's a store. Like, why is it taking so long? I was locked up for a while using the term, but I was trained with the Army, so I couldn't do anything for a long time. And now I'm here trying to break out and just showing y'all how it's done, I guess I should say.
That's even more compelling. I definitely want to take a second and thank you for your service. That's quite amazing. At this moment, we're talking. Okay.
Turn this down. What's the fudge? We was getting a little too lit in here. I'm sorry.
Girl, I feel you. But I was going to say, so we're right here at the height of, I feel like a new civil rights era where we're really pushing forward and talking about human rights, race relations and things of that nature. And I've heard a lot of conversation about supporting Black brands in the way that we push these designer brands to the forefront. So as a mainstay, I'm going to call you a mainstay. You were founded in 2006, so you're still here and we're still excited about your brand. You're a mainstay, babe. Tell me how it feels. Like, what are your thoughts on this subject?
If I could even be sitting there, y'all please clap in the back, because y'all don't understand how hard it is being that, even having a brand and being that fast fashion is now the name of the game, and to really sit everybody down and having them living in a method of nostalgia is very difficult. So to be able to have the same shirts and the same stuff, some of these same logos for 6 to 10 years now, some of the same shirts are still selling out. Like my first shirt, the V-neck jersey shirt, is still selling out to this day, and that's the first shirt I dropped in 2013.
Yeah. Wow.
As far as the black branding shirts for the Greek items or anything, but to have it to stay and to be like, this is, you know, living in these memories, living in this, the nostalgia of Black culture. I'm so thankful to be here over the decade, because usually it's a decade, then your brand is gone, and people don't understand that. And to be sitting here is an honor. I'm just happy that y'all got me sitting here. It's not just me. I mean, I'm creating, but y'all are, you know, understanding and appreciating the creations. So
yeah, for sure. Well, that's how you know you're truly tapped in, when, like you said before, when your support is organic and people are just really into the message and the method, right? Because again, we've seen it already. People can use the words, but it's the feeling behind it. Just like you can tell a chef who loves to cook. You can use the same ingredients, but it tastes different. It feels different. So that's how I feel about your design.
Like for y'all, like for me, it's just like y'all might go out there, might be some fast food, but HGC Apparel, it's very much soul food. Like, this is a very much soul food, welcoming, like, please just allow me to build this helm to welcome you into this safe space. Like, just let it keep supporting it, and I swear to you, it will not go anywhere. Like, it'll be great. So
for sure. So you mentioned 90s influence. And I'm looking here at your bio. You were a thrifter. I think that's really cool. That is not easy to do. So who were some designers or maybe stylists who inspired you?
Well, as far as just vintage, I don't really want to say designers, but I would say more of design or just aspects. Like I just love bomber jackets and I like nice flannels, a very just grungy 90s type of look. I would say not really any one designer I like all of them. I like everything. I think I'm just a reviver of fashion, of culture, and just what's beautiful. Like in one of the pictures I think you had recently posted, that 1950s Pendleton coat, like that blazer, like so that's something that I cannot wait to bring to the people. Just different jackets that I've collected. I have vintage Averex jackets in here. I have some vintage Eddie Bauer things in here that I've actually branded, reworked, that I want to present as one-of-one items, because we always have this stuff, but I love the jackets. The jackets are always going to be my go-to for anybody on the East Coast. Like that whole like trench coat. I have so many trench coats. I can't wait to show y'all. Like that's going to be the way. But that influence of just trench coats and bombers and flannels and that whole grunge really, helped this brand as well. So it bringing those pieces that are actually vintage with the brand just helps couple it all together and give a nice, a nice branding aspect to it, to show you that this is the culture, this is 90s, and you're actually living 90s, walking in the 90s, and, speaking in that truth. So that's what I want to bring to y'all. You know how Black people try to do it.
You are truly representing it.
Yes, I want you to walk in. I'm bringing you the items from the 90s. I got Cosby sweaters in here, little leather all kinds of stuff.
We can't wait. So I think we call those is that upcycling?
Yes, I would say upcycling, reworking, just making the things, because I love wearing those blazers and I love thrifting items, but it's never just unique to the culture, to the struggle, even those things from then. You loved it, but those codes never spoke to you. They were never even for your brand or your people. So really taking this stuff, giving a streetwear aspect to it, kind of stamping these items, bringing them back out, like some vintage Navajo Eddie Bauer coats that I'm gonna bring y'all with the logos on the back of that. Like this stuff is straight from 90s, 80s, 70s. It's like I want y'all to understand and live in it with me.
Yes.
So
we're really excited for that. Now tell me, why is it important? Because you could have come up with maybe just a collection that was like a nod to Black culture, but your entire brand represents like putting us on. Malcolm X t-shirts, MLK t-shirts, and things like that. Why is this so important to you? Like what was your experience that made you feel like not only am I going to put out some fly gear that is nostalgic to the 90s, but it has a message?
I would say not even just being at Howard, but just growing up in that atmosphere as well. My parents, my mom was very much like that Felicia Rich. I don't know if you saw on the Breakfast Club lately where she was talking about her father and saying that was just how she grew up. Like, oh, well, I want to go here. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to go. My family's from Florida. A lot of my dad's side, they're from Florida. So I was like, I'm going to Florida State or FAM or Miami. Like, no, she was like, you're going to Howard. I was like, is this my life too? Like, she told me the same thing. She's like, you're going to Howard. I was supposed to go to Morris Brown. It didn't happen. So you're one of the children that's going to live out my life. She's a Virgo. So, but I love it. She engulfs you just like Beyonce does in a very much Black life. I grew up very Black queen-like. So it's like you're a queen, you're this, you're that, as far as just how you're supposed to carry yourself as a young woman. So I've always just had that type of style, the poise. The clothes I would wear, I had the 90s shirts that had the kids on them, that had the baggy clothes, those Bugs Bunny shirts, like all that stuff. The shirts that said Little Queen on it. I had those shirts too in the 90s that had the pictures of the queens and them things on them. So I wanted it again. I wanted to live that life where people were proud to be who they were. They had that sense of, just culture and self-pride. So that's what I wanted again, to bring that out to this and bring that same 90s feeling that I had and the feel and the look to everybody else. So
shout out to Mama. First of all, I can just see from her posture, okay?
Yes,
very
she's
queen
like
energy.
Howard. She's very much
regal.
She's the Beyonce lady. She's like, why are you into fashion? But mind you, when I was small, I remember the fondest memory. She came to pick me up. She had on a fringe jacket, some like actual patchwork knee-high boots. And she was at a parent-teacher conference, but it was like this. She had like a little dress.
Okay.
And this dress on, some knee-high boots, a fringe jacket. And she was like, okay, so what did my child do? It was like that. It was like,
had the teachers
I could just only remember the fashion. I was in trouble, but I remember the fashion aspects of it. But she's always implemented fashion, just making sure that the fashion that she had, putting the Black shirts on me as a child, I just only know that. And knowing to love myself is what I've been brought up to do. So that's what I just want everybody else to have that same love and things for themselves.
I am so grateful for you, truly, and for the aesthetic and what you're doing. Let's see what else I can ask you to get up in your business a little bit more. Okay, so what you've been
Somebody see one of my sorority sisters in here.
Oh,
Look.
who was it?
Serena, when Serena's in here, she's my sorority sister. She's out here
Oh,
making
yes,
some
your
stuff.
SG
I'm like, oh, hey, yes. So,
I met her in Las Vegas. That's so cool. Hey,
oh, so you know,
Serena.
yes. See, look, we a fam, so you know it's fam in here. It's love.
Exactly.
I just like even that. You don't, it's always like, oh, it's my sorority sister, but like, oh, I know her too. Oh, we fam. So the brand y'all see, it's like a real homegrown thing. Y'all know I ain't fake out here.
Period.
I love it.
So talk to me. I feel like your aesthetic, you definitely, like I said, give me regality. You're absolutely a queen, but you also kind of play with the tomboy aesthetic. So
Yeah.
talk to me about that. Like how, like growing up, were you into sports or anything, or like?
Oh, very much so. I played ball when I was in school as well. I played JV basketball when I was in like when freshman type of things like that. But freshman, I did track as well, like varsity track and field, but just little things here and there, nothing to where. In college, I did do bowling though. I was on the bowling team at Howard, and I was
That's
actually
the
the
thing.
captain
I didn't
of the
even know that
team
was
at,
a thing.
at Howard University, y'all. So that's a little fun fact for Marcia. I was the captain of the bowling team at Howard when I went there, so that was cool. And we had the best black bowlers in the MEAC, so I pride myself on that whole thing being at Howard. So I take that whole sports and rugged aspect very much Sandlot like. I mean, that was one of my favorite movies. I think anybody else, when we grew up in the 90s, I grew up on movies like Sandlot, like The Mighty Ducks, like Angels in the Outfield. So it was very much always, that one rugged girl that's out there playing hockey.
Yes.
So you're living that whole 90s life. So that's why I put those things, the jerseys. You have the big open jerseys or flannels I want to do, and having these long tops, t-shirt dresses, stuff where you don't have to have on pants. Just living that whole kind of just pushing the envelope life. So that's why I have that tomboy aspect to it. Those movies were very influential for just even the athleisure portions of it too.
Yeah.
So that's why I had that tomboy kind of twang to it, because I was always that one female aspect of even the Sandlot, or they have that whole crew and it's just like one girl that's over there, and
yeah.
So that's why.
Or like Rocket Power, Reggie Rocket. That was another like influence of me.
Yes,
yes. The one girl with the group. Yeah.
That whole life was very recess kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. You're naming like all of my TV shows.
See, that's why people love the culture, even love the brand. It's like, I feel like if this is what I love, let me put all of this into whatever I'm doing. Or you see the page, try to have videos, because clothes get tired. Yeah. I can only look at this hoodie but so long. I don't care about the arm patches after a while. So even myself, I'm very real in that aspect. So I want to tell people or push people right back into the culture. I think I reposted for the 10-year anniversary of Breakfast Club when Charlamagne had on the striped shirt. That was years ago. I brought that back out here on the striped shirt with Eric Alexander, talking about friends and how it was living single and stuff, but just always trying to give you different aspects. Even though you had on the brand, I would still post it anyway, because that's important to culture. Whatever is important to culture is important to the brand, because the brand is culture. So that's why I try to make everything very interactive. I ask you
about your social media strategy, because like you said, you're not only logging in every day to sell to us, but you actually are like a content creator. You're a blog in a way.
Yes, I'm a content assassin. I will not sit here. That content, y'all, is hard. Like, content creation is a very difficult mechanism, and it's really the heartbeat of your social media. Anybody, if you have a great content creating person, please don't let them go. For me, it's really, really difficult, honestly, to find someone that's going to give you all I want the same. If not, it has to be about 80-90%. It got to be right up there to give y'all the feel that you need with this brand, to where it's not, we're just out here posting images of people sitting on chairs. And who cares what's going on with this brand in society? What's going on over here with Breakfast Club? What's going on over here with Maxine Waters? I just want to know what's happening with everybody, and how this brand can, that's why I put it on Angela Rye. And I don't know if you see me actually gift a sweatshirt to Maxine Waters a long time ago, but I like that type of stuff. Like, the brand needs to be showing how it's interacting within the community. And that's what's the most important aspect of it all.
You're truly for the culture and not just benefiting from the culture.
Yes, for the culture, bred and then through the culture. Like, even when I started, I know some people was like, oh, when this happened, or when this event happened, when this riot happened. No, I'm in the city. Stuff is effed up all the time. It wasn't really one event. It was just, I'm here. This stuff needs to happen. I think at the time, the only thing that was close surrounding the time when I started the brand was a Sean Bell incident where he got killed the day before his wedding. And that was like 2006. So I was out there at that time. People talking about Freddie Gray and that stuff. Or even when young man got killed on the subway platform in New York. Like things like that were already going on way before Sandra Bland, way before Eric Garner, way before any of these people. I just, you know, so it's just, I saw a need for it in the society, and just a need for us to have something that we could gravitate towards, especially in DC. That it was once again, the murder capital. Our team used to be called the Bullets. Like, they took the Redskins too. We ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing left. It's the Washington football team. So we just deal with a lot of just loss, taxation without representation. I just come from a place where you're just trying to be heard. And now it's like, y'all all hearing me. I never thought.
Period.
Somebody,
from the rooftop.
You don't know. Like, you 20 mile. It's a 20-mile radius. It's 30, 40 black brands in here. What are you going to do?
I just asked, I had another DMV guest yesterday, and I asked him this, so I'm going to ask you the same thing. How do you order your wings?
How do I order my wings? As far as when I'm in the city or just...
Yeah, specifically in the DC area.
Me, I mean, when I do get wings, I get wings with mumbo. I know it's going to have some mumbo sauce on it, but I don't get them any... It's not going to be fried. I know a lot of people like their wings fried hard enough. I just like a nice soft wing with some mumbo sauce. Some mumbo sauce on top of it, but no real... crazy, but it has to be drenched in the sauce though. But no,
that's what I was getting into. I'm like, so do you put it on or do you want it on the side? You answered it perfectly.
You're supposed to put it on the wing. No, it has to be drenched on the top of the thing. I will answer on the side because I need to dip it in. That's what I want. Because I'm like, how is is it any other way but soak that? I hate it. When you slide like a couple little lines. Like, what's that about? Like, please don't do that to my chicken. But no, mumbo sauce all day. And Tyreek, even like you're saying, people into the brand, or this is how far I be deep into this brand, y'all. Tyreek Ali, he recently posted about some mumbo sauce the other day, and he spelled it M-A-M-B-O. And I was like, bruh. But just being a part of the culture, even checking the ones that are over here, I'm like, y'all, come on now, this is my culture in the city. That's mumbo sauce. That is not exactly. He said this mambo sauce is hidden, Tyreek. But yes, just making sure y'all we checking each other, policing each other up. We good to go. So, but that mumbo
represent our culture properly all day.
But yes, girl.
All right, so let's get back
from me. Like, what else? Well, how long? We only been talking about 30 minutes. I'm loving this whole convo. I don't want to leave.
Like, me too. But I mean, if you gotta go, I don't want to hold you.
No, I don't have anything to do. I have actually gonna do a photo shoot later, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all how to wear. Because I'm trying to do other shoots, but it just seems like people love, the little outfits as far as the nostalgia, the vintage wear thing. So I'm trying to show how to wear the bomber jacket, how to put on the hockey shirt that I have, the long sleeve hockey shirt, and just doing a couple little things today. But that's going to be in about an hour or so. But those are the plans for the boss, the plans for the bosses out here. That's all I'm doing. Trying to.
First of all, let me take half a second because I see y'all showing love and I didn't thank anybody yet. Thank you, XL The Truth, for buying a badge. Thank you, Ariel Tool, for buying a badge. Thank you, Afroential. That's a really cool name. Thank you for buying a badge.
Yes, fashion soundtrack. I love that little comic. Yes, Serena.
I was going to read that out loud. That was Serena. HGC is the fashion soundtrack of a movement, and I am here for it. Like, the perfect way to sum that up.
That is amazing. Because
that actually might be the caption.
Very much like
I'm a credit juices.
A Flavor magazine. Like, I wanted to have, when I have the brand or how it looks, like an interactive kind of like a Flavor magazine, like the magazine you ain't never seen. Like, it's just really like something to where you can envision just a whole bunch of people trying to make something work in this little office. I'm like, well, where's the publication? But I really wanted to actually show like some sort of publication that you would always with Flavor magazine for the brand. So I'm like, I think that's a nice way to put it, to where it's really out there. It's something for the people, and it was nothing really knew what it was. So I wanted to associate my brand with kind of that whole, or how it presents, like putting on the news and fashion and things. And it's like, oh, it could be like a Flavor magazine, like, how Jet was, but that was a little more, rigid. But I feel like Flavor, you don't know what that could have been. So I'm like, I really feel like this brand is like that. I try to give you music. I try to give you fashion. I try to, show you kids dancing, just everything that is culture. So that's
for sure. Like I said, you're like a mini media brand, which is so exciting. I love watching how, like I said, it's content marketing for sure, but you're nailing it. I don't feel like you're selling to me. Like, I'm tapped in. I got alerts set. Like, what they go post today?
And that's what I really wanted to be. I'm like, I want y'all to buy the clothes. I want everybody to be engaged, but I'm not here to be peddling pants all day. I'm not here to peddle no shirts all damn day. It's like, what's happening out, you know, I just want to show what's going on in my culture. What are the best dancers out here? Like, hey, this is a new influencer. Let's look at this person. Like, this is really dope. Let's showcase these individuals and just put everybody on. Let's put each other on so we can all win. Because that's the name of the game. If we don't sit here and cultivate this on our own, we never gonna have nothing. So
for sure.
I
do have one more question for you before we drop our little special, our little incentive for you guys to go cop your own HGC apparel. For the influencer, the designer, the person with the idea to create their own fashion line, where should they begin?
Where should they begin in creating your own fashion line? It depends on what you're even trying, and what type of line you want to do. If it's something I would talk about for specifically with related to the culture, because even though it's kind of a little saturated, but I feel like if you got a message, you're fine. But even if a Black brand, just what is the brand saying to the culture? Like, what is it really? Is it really a need for you out here right now? Just understanding the needs of society. I know people say that all the time, but just how we have now, like, okay, we're going to have the brand, but then we're going to have another brand that's not talking to culture, that's not sitting here engaging with your people properly. So what are you really trying to gain? What are the benefits? What do you want out of it? Because I wanted all of you all to be happy, or I want you all to understand that that it's just, I want y'all to be happy and I have a method. Like, the way people view themselves now, how we're all wearing respect, protect, love the Black woman stuff now rather than 7 years ago is a blessing. Like, to see y'all, when I was in school, y'all, and they had 3-6 Mafia, that was the year at Howard University, 3-6 Mafia was coming.
Okay.
That's honestly why I started this brand. 3-6 Mafia was coming. That was one of my favorite groups. I'm like, why is this my favorite group? And I was like, I'll slap the black out your ass. Like, why do I like this? So at that moment, I was like, I gotta do better. I was like, we're gonna do something else. But it was like right when I knew they were coming, I was like, it was just, society was crazy. 3-6 Mafia is the headliner at Howard. I need to have a Black Queen shirt. I'm tripping.
It happened right here live, guys. You just heard it.
But that's honestly one of the turning points. G6 Mafia came. I was like, we are down bad. Because Howard don't let nobody like that come. If they let 3-6 come, we are tripping. Because, you know, this nostalgia, I know they're not doing that. So that was just one of the things that made me want to really kind of, I was like, we need to do something different. I wonder if people want to love themselves again. And it was backlash. Yeah. It was hard. Respect, protect, love the Black woman was one of the hardest brands to sell. And look, right now, it's that was for people, even like you said, if you want to know if the brand's for you or not, respect, protect, love the Black woman was my worst selling piece. That was the worst selling item I ever had.
When did you drop that collection?
That was maybe about the same time, about 6 years ago. The worst selling piece I had. Black Men I Love You did amazing. Black Popular Demand did amazing. The Respect, Protect, Love the Black Woman, that was the third piece I dropped. It tanked. Wow. Like, no one was worried about it. Everybody didn't like it. They're just like, what? I mean, but women got attitudes. But men got attitudes. Like, but men do things.
Why y'all think we got attitudes?
Like, who cares? I just feel like we still have to be here for each other. So just when you see that and you have a piece and you still keep pushing it because it was my baby. Because I like that piece and I really wanted Respect, Protect, Love the Black woman to be something. So, and I think from there, it really blew up after Zendaya wore it at the Women's March. And I pushed it. And just now, like, I had like a clearance sale. I could not give these shirts away. And then the last shirt, just thinking about a business owner, the last shirt, the next month, Zendaya wears it at the Women's March. It's in Vogue. It's in Glamour. It's everywhere. It's on the cover of Essence. It's this and that. I was just like, well, y'all, we had a good run.
To tell you.
I was like, we had a good run. I was laying the shirts to rest. And then Zendaya opened that item up and it became a whole, then Wale put in this video. It was then Zendaya. It just, after I laid it to rest, I said I wasn't even going to do it anymore. I was like, if they don't love me, I don't know what to do. I was like, maybe I'll bring it back in a couple years, whatever. And then the next month, talking about blessings, fucking Wale, the Zendaya, Vogue, Glamour, Essence. Where is this stuff? I couldn't even keep it anymore. It was the worst selling item. So it's like, I don't know what advice to give you, but whatever your ideas are, you better put your heart into it. That's it. Just put whatever energy you got into it, because people are going to see the vision. Honestly, if it sucks, but if you show the passion in it, you can sell whatever. You can sell some rice and be like, you know what? This rice sucks, but Marcia's nice. Like, that's all it is. I tell people, all the advice is have a vision, sit here and really stand behind it. If you're really, really passionate in it, and if it's a really good idea like this, like people, how many times people told me this wasn't gonna work? They were like, no.
They always say that until it happens, and then it's like, oh, she actually did it. I told you I was going to.
They said it wasn't gonna work. And they've been but you see how many people tried and failed. I see it in the city all the time. You know how people you see walking out with cuffs? I'm like, damn, they done got Johnny. Like, they done took his brand too. Like, they done shut down Madness again. Dang. They done rated it. So you see all these things fail. It's like, I'm going to do it right this time. I'm going to do it like this. Because it wasn't any men either. It wasn't any females. It was only men. So I was like, I'm going to do it right. I want to do it with the woman. We had Walker Wear one time, and that was a blessing too. I posted her stuff on my page the other day. Just organic love. I like to do that too. Just showing organic love. I posted Walker Wear. She was elated about it. I was like, you know, you are the vision. And I didn't even know Earl Spence winning. I'm glad he won. So then you can post your dreams, because Walker Wear was somebody I admired when I was little. And then I could sit here and post a vision of Earl Spence, even though people wasn't trying to like my little post like that. But y'all, to have Walker Wear sit here, have Mike Tyson do it, and to have me, have Earl Spence doing it, y'all need to acknowledge this stuff that's happening, because this is amazing to have these people and these Black artists support us and put us on in front of everybody. Like, that's just like, I love to see history transcend like that. So those are like the milestones I love, when I can sit and talk to people that I admired and they tell me that I inspire them as well.
Wow. You're a visionary, boo. That's just, it comes with the territory. Sometimes people take a little minute to warm up to you, but when they realize you're right, you're right.
Listen, girl, we got to get into these. When we going to give a little, we're not even like
let's do it right now. Shout out to Tania G. Thank you again so much for purchasing a bed. Shit, I see you.
Yeah.
She's from the DMV as well.
Hold on. She better come on through with that DMV love. But I just wanted to, I'm showing y'all the stuff, but y'all know they love our culture. They don't love us hoodies. Y'all know we got these things popping. I put these on the site. So we're going to use our code. We're going to use the code BobbyPin. So anybody that wants to order a hoodie, right? Any one of the hoodies, this one, if you want to love, respect, protect, love the Black woman action. Look at that. The rise to fame, y'all. It done went from a little t-shirt. We out here with a hoodie. She back, y'all. She back.
Are the cables jump? Are those bungee cables?
$10 off. What'd you say, ma'am?
Are those bungee cables?
Well, yeah, I would say so. Very much like very.
The quality.
This stuff is hand-picked, y'all. Like, I sit here, I pick the strings. You see, the strings are the same. I pick these strings. I pick the tabs. I pick the elbow patching. Everything. Just very much keeping the branding similar. It doesn't even have to be, it's just a functional elbow patch. It's just, that's the brand. Like, that's the life. But these are gonna be, you get $10 off. So it's basically about 15% off a purchase when you use code BobbyPin. We're gonna use BobbyPin, spelled just how you got it. And then we're gonna tap back in with y'all probably in a couple weeks once you get home and get settled. And I'm hoping that people showing up got their items on, and supporting as well. So I hope y'all go on over there with that code, get that popping. Nice, let's support Black business.
For sure. Thank you again so much, Marcia Smith, CEO and founder of HGC Apparel. Black owned, Black woman owned, Black empowerment fashion brand. Let's support our own, guys. We spend millions and millions of dollars elsewhere, and we don't see any benefits of it when we can show that same love and pour that same money into people who are building us up and truly represent and stand for the culture. So I appreciate so much you spending this time with me. I've been a longtime fan of the brand, and it was truly an honor and an amazing opportunity to talk with you tonight. And I can't wait to put on my gear, y'all. Y'all heard her. Code BobbyPin. Save you a couple coins and get your gear.
We need to talk. I cannot wait, because I know that I see you do some writing, even some blogging type of stuff, because you see I'm always trying to push the messages, and I have so many different messages. So once we get some more writers in play, then I would love to connect in that area as well. So we're going to talk as well.
For sure. Let's exchange information. And guys, make sure if you do not already follow them, head on over at HGC Apparel right here on Instagram. Show love. And again, go cop up. It's holiday season. Give somebody.
Yes, we got keychains, all kinds of stuff. We got things like $5, $3. You can get you something.
They got masks, they have everything.
Let's do it.
All right, boo. Thank you again so much, and thank you all for tuning in. Until next time.
Thank you so much. Black love always, girl.
Bye, boo.